day now, YouTube. Is it working? Excellent connection, but I don't see... Come on, YouTube, you can do it. Okay, I should be live now. Hopefully I didn't overwrite any previous stream. Because, despite people saying that Streamlabs OBS is better than the average, or your previous OBS, it may have been at one point, but it's not anymore, because rather than it all be integrated, it's switched so that it's, you have OBS, and then you have YouTube live streaming, and then you have the desktop, or whatever it's called, for OBS. So you have to have like 3 screens open at once. So unless I'm going to buy another monitor, I don't know if this is necessarily better. But the beauty is that I can keep this mainly on live chat through YouTube, and then, or maybe I can configure it where I close this screen, because I don't really need this screen. Let me see if I can do that. Do pop out. Okay, then I'll just close that. Okay. And I'll make this smaller. My fucking speakers keep doing this hum, so hopefully you can't hear that. There we go. Okay, so now everything should be in place. I just gotta get something else. I should have opened a picture instead of just displaying my fucking monitor. Here, I'll open this picture right here. I don't know if you guys can really appreciate the genius. Shit. Okay. My fucking speakers. I'm gonna have to, like, unplug my fucking speakers and plug them back in to stop this hum, because it's annoying me. Bayonet's ready for the Boogaloo? I don't know if there's necessarily going to be that. I just think that, I think ultimately the writers of the world and the left in general have really overplayed their hand in this. I think that it's ultimately good for our side for them to be pushing this defund the police shit, because it's just going to push your average boomer or your average normie into our hands. Like, my parents, who were unbelievably on the side of, you know, the narrative, the mainstream narrative, the thing that actually pushed them over to my side was the old guy in Buffalo getting shoved. Like, despite the fact that today those cops are now being prosecuted, like they're being pushed into a plea deal, those cops in Buffalo, that has actually pushed them to my side, to where now they're basically admitting that the activists and the protests are at fault, that it's not really the police. And so I think that ultimately, despite the mainstream narrative on this, I think they're losing a lot of normal people, because I think they've pushed it one step too far to where they should have been. So my hope is that a great deal of people are going to look at this and appreciate that the police are not at fault for a lot of this, that this is just the rioters and the scum of humanity just trying to create an issue where there really is not one that they can justify. Because if you look at the issue of Minneapolis, I think that even the people that are really trying to push the issue of you know, oh, the police are bad, or the police ultimately, I should have had a screen for you to look at, which is the 90-10 split. I want to create like a meme for that. at least on my own channel, to show you, which is basically it's going to be it's going to look like a cone, but it's going to be a chart, and it's going to be the 10% of police policy, and then the 90% of deviant behavior. And the people who I think are self-defeating in their arguments for that, who ultimately only want to focus on that 10%, are people like Short Fat Otaku, who I'll name here. Dev is one of those people that want to go, oh, the 10%. Oh, that damn 10%. Oh, God, it's such a nightmare, that 10%. And he did a stream that I haven't finished yet, or an interview with, oh, God, what's her name? Something Narwitz. What is that, what's her name? Someone in the chat shouted out. Sophia Narwitz, is that it? On her coverage of the Minneapolis riots, and Dev, like, front loads the entire fucking conversation with, oh, the police, oh, that 10%, guys, can we all agree on that 10%? And then Sophia goes into the facts of the matter on the ground, and how terrifying it was to watch the rioters overtake the police station, and just ultimately, from that, after they took the police station, just go absolutely crazy and start burning the entire city to the ground. And none of them, at least from what I've watched so far, and I've watched, I think, at least half of it, it dawns on none of them that completely guts their argument for the 10%, that 10%, blah. Because it's like, you don't get it. Like, you're not willing to admit that there is no solution here. There is no, like, we've been reforming and changing and altering that 10% for the past 100 fucking years, from when, we actually created professional police forces. We've been fucking modifying and reforming and passing policy over and over and over and over for that 10 fucking percent. And guess what has not changed in that fucking 100 years? Guess what hasn't changed in 2,000 years, ladies and gentlemen? Deviant behavior. So they don't realize it, and I'll give them the credit to say that I haven't listened to the entire thing. So maybe at some point they're willing to back off of the 10%, the 10%. You can change that 10% until you and I are 99 years old and we're about to fucking keel over, all right? It's the deviant behavior. Oh, someone, is it Axie? Axie in the chat says, why wasn't I on Sargon's stream? I missed being on that stream yesterday by like half an hour. I didn't see, one of, Sargon's hires messaged me and I didn't see it on my phone. So I could have been on that stream, but, for right now, Sargon's spending time with his family, so I want to say, let Sargon spend time with his family, and I'll be on a stream with him like fucking next week or something. So I missed it on my own part. I didn't see the message in time. So that's on me, But, so I just want to say that, who was it? It was, Sophia, Dev, oh God, who's the other person? It wasn't Arch. What the fuck am I thinking? Who were the other people on that stream? Why am I just watched it. Why the fuck am I blanking so hard? People, help me out, chat. I'm having a Joe Biden moment here. Help me. Who are the other two people on the stream? I'm fucking blanking so hard. The stream's going to, or the chat is going too slow. Like, there's a huge delay on it, unfortunately. It's fucking me up here. Scrump, thank you. Jesus Christ. Scrump, and who was the other person? Scrump and the other. Who was it else? There was one more person. Clinton. No, dude, if Devin Tracy was on that stream, Lilith, thank you. If Devin Tracy was on that stream, he would have fucking gutted them. He would have gutted all of them. We would have been at like a fish market. Because they're all sitting there going, like, nodding their head, well, we're all in agreement, right? Right, 10%, right. It was like a TYT episode. I don't agree. I absolutely do not agree. I dissent against the 10% narrative. Corn Pop. Yes, Corn Pop was a special guest. I disagree entirely with their positions because they don't even get that, at least from what I've seen, that the fact of what happened in Minneapolis completely undermines their entire argument, because here's the analogy or the metaphor I'll give you, okay? They are Night Owl. They view the world through the eyes of Night Owl. I believe the character's name is from Watchmen. I am the comedian. And I think that I have a greater understanding of the nature of society and of humanity than they do. I think they, while I'm not a nihilist, I do agree that, for example, the majority of people are good. That has been it's not only my philosophical belief, but it's been my experience in life, that the majority of people are good. The thing that you have to account for, and the thing that I think separates me from their perspective, at least, not necessarily what they believe, because you have to argue it to understand what they believe, but my distinct difference in disposition and belief or view is that while the majority of people are good, you have to account for the people who are not only evil, but chaotic. And the only way to keep those people in line, it's not just the evil. It is those that when the boot of the state is off their neck, or the boot of the store owner with a gun is off their neck, they will go apeshit, they will loot, they will hurt, they will rape, they will kill, they will do evil things, thinking that they will be able to get away with it, because they will find that to be fun. I don't think that they account for that. I think that they are failing to account for those in society that require force to prevent them from doing evil things. Not because they are necessarily evil, but because they are bored, they are locked in their homes, they want something to do, they're angry, they're angry, they're bored, they need something to do, and everyone around them is doing some crazy shit. So, hell yeah, this looks fun as fuck. Let's go raid the police station. So, in my view, you have to account for those people. And what is the only way to deal with those people? It's through force. And if we want to live in any kind of decent society, the monopoly of force must be entrusted to our elected government and those that are assigned or elected through like a sheriff's office, those that we put into position to enforce our laws. Those entities are required for us to live in anything that resembles civilized society. And I don't think that they are accounting for that. So I am not on the side of the 10%, the 10%. I'm here to tell you, I don't care about the 10%. Okay, we've had professional police forces for about over 100 years, but not much more. I'd have to go look, and see. It was like in the late 1800s that professional police forces were created in the United States. I mean, maybe it's older in places like, cities like London, something like that. I have to look to see how old those police forces are. But in the United States, they're not really that old. It's within, not even my grandparents' lifetime, but just before, when my grandfather was born, let's say, in his father's time period. It was within his lifetime that the police forces were created. My great-grandfather, so. You have to keep in mind that for that amount of time, we have been endlessly reforming police departments. So the fact is that you can endlessly reform. Oh, by the way, if you're going to send me super chats, do it over Streamlabs. I've linked it in the description. Don't chat on Streamlabs. Don't chat on Streamlabs, because everything I got is set up for YouTube. So if you want to send me super chats, by all means, and I'll read them out. Don't chat to me on Streamlabs because I got too many screens open. I won't see it. All right. Keep it on YouTube because that I got right on open over here on the left. But yes, I would say that while I can understand their position, everyone's talking about that, and that is the politically correct thing to say. Oh, the police. Everyone wants to talk about the police, and I say fuck the police. Fuck them. You want to go kill that officer? We're already prosecuting those 2 cops that lightly touched some old guy who approached them and fell down. They're getting prosecuted in Buffalo. They got prosecuted today for lightly touching some geriatric activist who fell down. And there's now footage being released by other activists that outright say in those videos that their intention was to draw that out of the police officers. So those cops got set up. Did they make a mistake? Yes, they made an error. But I'm so sick of this, like, every cop is supposed to be fucking RoboCop. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of these utopian arguments that don't account for the difficult job that is policing and the necessary job that is policing. I'm so sick of it. I'm tired of it. And the fact is that, and I say this to my parents, and I called them out. I've even spoken to a few friends of mine where we've discussed this. I've called them all out and said, like, you haven't watched the body cam video that I have seen. You haven't seen this. You are ignorant to this. So all you think when it comes to police, in your mind, it's, action movies and movies that basically show cops as overweight, lazy, useless, just sitting at a donut shop. You know what I mean? Like, that's the portrayal that is in your mind of police. You don't understand the fucking scum of the earth that crawl out of our nation's gutters that they have to contend with every single day. You have no idea of that. And my experience is limited to those that I know that are police. I have not really friends, but associates or acquaintances that I know that became police, former coworkers that became police in my area. Like, they're treated like shit by everyone. And while they might be able to walk around dick in hand with that badge, carrying themselves with some amount of authority, they are treated like shit. And I just think that not enough people are not only just cognizant of that, like, people to some degree understand that, but they're not aware of, like I say, the fucking scum that they have to deal with. They're not aware of it. And so I can't stand it. I can't stand the taking of for granted of police. I can't take it. I can't stand it. And so while errors are made, mistakes are made, I would rather focus on that fucking 90%. I'd rather focus on that 90% of deviant behavior, because as far as I can tell, I'm one of the only fucking people. It's me, Devin Tracy, and maybe one other person that are in any way talking about that. Not even just saying that as a matter of saying, okay, fine, fuck George Floyd, I'm glad he's dead, blah, 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 the police did right. We're not even saying that. It's just us even accounting for that 90% factor of the fact that when these people are getting killed, they're getting beaten up, like that activist in Buffalo, they get shoved to the ground, they're the ones causing the situation. Why aren't there any police shoving me to the ground? Because I'm not running up to them as they're trying to enforce the fucking law, as they're trying to prevent some guy, which it happened the other day in Buffalo. Thankfully, this fucking retard wasn't successful, but some guy tried to firebomb City Hall in Buffalo. Why aren't we talking about that? Why aren't we talking about this fucking cocksucker who tried to firebomb City Hall in Buffalo? What are his fucking politics? Is his fucking behavior being accounted for, or is it just the police? I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of us not talking about these fucking communists that everyone wants to, these are just peaceful protesters. Every fucking time I'm hearing that on the news, CNN, NBC, local news, every time I hear it, they're inserting the word peaceful protesters. They're out there the other day running over cops and firebombing City Hall. What the fuck? Where's the conversation about their fucking behavior? Holding them to account. When that is, in my view, the fucking 90% of what is happening in this situation, that dynamic. I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired the easy politically correct position of fuck the cops, all the cops, and that policy change that we can fucking perfectly implement. Because when it comes to police, it's just tabula rasa. They're just blank slates that we can craft into the perfect RoboCop. Spare me that horse shit. They're peaceful joggers. Yeah, I mean, that is how they're being treated. And the other day, I saw some articles talking about the jogger who got killed by those two guys, the former cop and his son, wherever the fuck. And the younger guy called, I don't know what he called. They're claiming he called the jogger a racial slur. And how, oh, it's damning. We got him now. It's like, yeah, the younger guy called him a racial slur as he was wrestling with his father's gun. Or was it his gun? It's like, if that black guy would have shot the son, it would have not been a news story. It would have not been a news story. We would have not heard one fucking word about that guy who got shot. Then we don't hear anything. Dude, I've been demonetized on YouTube in the chat. Stop talking about super chats. You have to go to Streamlabs. That's why I'm doing Streamlabs. I can't do YouTube. I've been fully demonetized. I'm not going to get it back. So there are no more super chats on YouTube. If you want to super chat me, go over to Streamlabs. I set it up so you don't have to have an account. I'm not sure of the process. You can go through PayPal. You can go through credit cards. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but you can blame Susan Wojcicki. So I would recommend going to listen to that interview on Short Fat Otaku's channel with Sophia, because I do think that as it relates to her talking about her experience in Minneapolis, I do think that that's something definitely worth listening to. So tip of the hat in terms of getting that interview. But in terms of their perspective on it, I have to disagree with everyone involved. I'm sorry. I know some people are complaining about the inconvenience. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do, boys. We are stuck with what we got. Fuck me. I just fucked up my... Okay. Am I going to have to refresh this to see the super chats? Yes, I am. Okay. Super chats. It's coming up as... Oh, yeah, they're coming up as donations. They're not coming up as super chats. I don't know how to do this. I'm trying. Patrick says, Task, glad you're streaming. Thank you, Patrick. Pincer Conquest says P. Zerundu says, good morning from the Democratic People's Republic of New Zealand. Oh, fuck. Good luck. No Name says, poppin' that lowly Streamlabs cherry. Bob says, I was going to give this to a hobo, but I thought you could use it more. I am unemployed. I know enough to not collect. So I'm not going to be making any money. It's just going to be, Streamlabs going to make some money. Subscribestar's going to make some money, but I'm not going to collect anything. Thanks for setting up a Streamlabs. This is Teslaract. Setting up a Streamlabs. I didn't want to give YouTube the 30%. Keep up the good work, and hopefully YouTube won't ban you. People are telling me to do Copcast. You're gonna get me banned. I'm gonna get banned for it. I already know. Like, I want to do it. And by the way, Celia in the chat says Guido Louis. I'm fully Guido Levi right now. I have my hair slicked back, fucking Michael Douglas style at the moment. So I have gone full Guido, and I got no choice. Can you do V Shira police question? Will USA turn into police for rich? I don't think so. The rich already have their own police force. It's mostly corporate police. It seems to be the general thing, like police, or the corporation lends their Like they have like private shuttling, like private car shuttles, and they have bodyguards that they can assign to executives to help them home and stuff. And I knew somebody when I worked for a security company that did that for some kind of firm in Buffalo. I don't remember if it was like a law office or something, but like they would get walked to their car every day. They would get, if they took a private like company car, company shuttle, whatever, home, like the security guard would drive them, stuff like that. So I don't like, there are bodyguards that you can hire and shit, and I suggested that for Annie No. In my one video, I said like Annie No needs to hire security because there's been a few people like Lauren Southern and others that have hired security when they go around and do shit in public, and I would suggest that because like leftists, Antifa, so on are going to attack you. And Sophia even talked about in that interview about having to run away and hide herself in order to not be attacked. My brother walked by while I was listening and asked, who is that, Kyle Kalinske? Disavow? Yeah, Troy, no, disavowed. I appreciate the support, but you're disavowed anyways. I don't appreciate being compared to Kyle Kalinske. Sam says, Louis, you're missing the opportunity to beat the ever-living fuck out of a white Antifa. Black Lives Matter ain't going to protect the slime right now. I've seen a bunch of, there's been a bunch of videos coming out of Black Lives Matter, like, straight up attacking Antifa members. So that's been funny to watch. This is a great opportunity for another Battle of Berkeley. I mean, I don't know where it would be. There's not, like, it has to be centralized in order for that to happen. And so far, this is so scattershot that I don't know if that something like that can happen. Although there's been some, like, right-wing mad lads out there saying some crazy shit. Wayside Comet says, I do this for Twitch, so who gives a shit? Thank you. DC, or DJ Crunk Factory says, you still on the sober train? Yeah, I've only had a few drinks recently, and it's been mostly with dinner. Mainly misheard. Copcast when, and hey Louie, nice to see you back. Yeah, thank you. And Copcast, I don't know really when. There's no streaming service on BitChute. It's been one of my main complaints about BitChute. I'm not sure when. It's not really all set up. This is basically one of the things I need to do in order to set it up. But I have all the content ready. I have all the content ready to do another Copcast. But it's pretty much like, I know YouTube has me on some kind of list, or they monitor every upload I have, because everything that I upload now is scrutinized. Everything I upload is now scrutinized. And I think that I am just on the list of an election year to, you know, if I push it too far, I'm going to get fucking banned. Well, I haven't spent any money on liquor or beer in a long time, for those of you concerned. I've mainly raided my parents' fridge because I've been going out with them and spending a lot more time with them because I'm unemployed. I got a crazy video that we could watch I'm not going to put on Copcast, of a guy, some homeless crackhead dude breaking into some guy's house in, I think, Queens, New York. It's a pretty insane video. I got a video that I got a few videos to edit, and I got one that I need to record. Here, I'll put this up. Let me open this up. Put this on screen. Exit out of this. There you go. Put that on screen rather than have nothing but an N. I don't want to get Susan to look at that N and be like, oh, that's ADL just put out that N, it means something, so we're going to ban you. Yeah, you guys say it in the chat. I know for a fact that all of my videos are now being watched, because every single time, ever since they made that change, where they updated the studio side for YouTube, like, I know my shit is being watched, and I'm sure it has everything to do with this being an election year now. I'm very confident of that is the reason why. But yeah, I basically, when it comes to the riots, I have two videos that I could do. I could do a positive video where I show you some of the craziest shit that's going on that's funny, that's, you know, fun to watch. And then I have basically a negative video of all the bad things that are happening, and especially when it comes to, like, policemen, federal agents, National Guard, all this kneeling shit that's going on, that is unbelievable. So it's basically, I got a positive video and a negative video that I can do. I was not a commie in my college years. I was never a commie. You want to watch some shitty video by Emmanuel Aiko talking about basically fuck white people? So I'll give it to the chat. I'll let them decide what they want to watch. We can watch some video by Emmanuel. Actually, no, we can't. I don't have my headset on. I forgot about that. I don't have my headset plugged in. And I really want to fuck with my hair, so we're not watching anything. We're not watching anything. I don't want to fuck up my hair. Okay, I see my thing popping up. Yeah, I guess I don't have super chats enabled on Streamlabs, but I'm gonna have to look up how to do that, because I'm not sure. Where was I in this list? Signabed says, if I'm authoritarian right or a statist for supporting cops, then fuck it, I guess I am. I hate these conservatives giving ground on the issue. I don't really see too many of them, dude. There's a lot of crazy fucking red-pilled conservatives now. It's quite crazy at the moment how many conservatives are coming out on the right side of this. Like Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, Matt Walsh. Like, there have been a bunch of fucking people who've definitely had some bad takes in the past that are just fucking radicalized at the moment, that it's great. Let's see here. Hanno Varen says, are you familiar with the Black Lives Matter protests in Britain and Australia? I am to some degree when it comes to Britain, but I'm not aware of what's going on in Australia. I'm sure it's just as stupid and cringy as it is in Britain. Pastor Louis, love your content and hope. This is Prelatorian Vet. Pastor Louis, love your content and hope you are... Love your content and hope you are... Well, okay. Sorry, this thing is like deleting half the comment. Half the word. Seen some of your corporate posting about Black Lives Matter, or some of the corporate posting about Black Lives Matter, and started to play a game. Would Richard Spencer say this? Yeah, you know, it's not far off. The alt-right and the Black Lives Matter activists, like, they're not too dissimilar. Not really. Prelatorian Vet also says, some Washington Post article. I'll take a look at it real quick. Sorry. Oh, no, we can't find the page. Hold on. Let me see if I can delete this end of it to make it work. No. For some reason, it's not working. Hang on. Oh, you got 2 tweets in here. Okay. Oh, come on. Fuck off. Every one of these fucking mainstream websites has a fucking paywall now. Every one of them. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell is going on with this thing? Just let me see this shit article. No. No, fuck off. Just let me read it. I can't read this fucking article. It won't let me. I even turned off my fucking ad block. All right, fuck it. I'm not going to look at this then. I can't, because fucking Washington Post is demanding a fucking $1 from me. Sorry, but I can't read when there's a fucking demand for money up front to read their shit article. I don't know. Let me see if, I guess I can scoot on over and grab my headset because people are complaining. Go, Louis Le Vau! I'll probably have to fucking turn off the microphone. I don't really want to fuck around. There goes my phone. Yeah, I got to charge my phone. My phone's practically dead, so no headset, not happening. I'll fuck around with it some other time. I don't want to right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look up how to do super chats in Streamlabs, like where they pop up and shit, because I don't know how to do that. Seeing any woman while unemployed? No. No, I'm just languishing away. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Sargon says apparently. I don't know if this is actually Sargon. I'll click on it to see. No, I don't know. I don't know who that is. What the fuck? I don't know. This is all Greek to me. Sargon says preaches a good word about New York Pastor Louis. That could be Sargon. I don't know. 80s Bush says, I support the prohibition against big tit lolies. Yes, it is a vice that we need to take account for and deal with eventually. Charlie says, Candace Owens' video got 57 million views. Crazy. I identify as a classical social liberal, but fuck, these riots have made me red-pilled and almost black-pilled. I've never felt so close to being radicalized and pulled right. Yeah, I definitely understand that, man. The what was it? Earlier in the week, man, it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, man. I felt so fucking bad. Because one of the things that happened was some police officer, I think it was right around then, a cop pulled his gun out, and there was just video of this cop with his gun out, like waving his gun around. And all the fucking blue checks on Twitter, all these dickheads on Twitter, including like Ethan Klein and other YouTubers, and Ethan has just been going crazy on YouTube, and some faggot rapper that he's associated with is doing the same. They've been like bad-mouthing cops and saying all this stupid shit, and one of them posted like a tweet of that video of the cop waving his gun around. The reason why the cop had his gun out is because the white shirt, the supervisor that was there on the scene, he had his back turned, and some fucking rioter ran up behind him with like a concrete block in his hand, like a hunk of cinder block, and fucking caved this cop's head in. It was fucking crazy. And that dude, if that cop didn't have his head on, his helmet on, he'd probably be dead. That cop would have probably would have been dead. With the sheer impact of that rioter caving this cop's head in with a fucking hunk of cement. It was nuts. And so the supervisor goes down, and neither the supervisor nor that cop who pulled his gun saw what happened. It was only after the cop went down that the cop pulled out his gun and basically waved it around to figure out what the fuck had just happened. And that's when everyone starts the edit. Oh, look at this cop waving his gun around. He's so violent. He's crazy. Oh, these tyrannical cops are just looking to hunt black people. It's like, yeah, maybe that wouldn't happen if it weren't for the 90% factor of the black man, the black rioter, who ran up to the cop and tried to kill him with a hunk of cement. No, the dude didn't get shot. As far as I know, that guy got away. He just ran. He smacked that cop in the back of the head with a huge chunk of cement and just took off. I don't know if they caught him or not. But, you know, it's just one act of violence in a sea, you know? Yeah, but the Candace Owens video was pretty good. She, during, I think, halfway through the video, she goes into, like, a really solid rant. And I would say that it's probably the most genuine thing I've ever seen from her. Because I've listened to her at times on stage and other times where I don't really feel the sincerity in her voice. I don't really feel it. But with this particular video, about halfway through, she launches into a rant. And that's where I would say that it's probably the best thing I've seen from her. Where you can tell that she's genuine in her concern. And so I think it is a good video overall. Tank says, get this homosexual off the screen and replace it with some real men. I got some spicy photos that I have saved that I can put up instead of this one. So I would be careful for what you ask for. Because he just might get it. Prelatorian Vet says, Washington Post is gay. Here is the headline. Jews struggled for decades to become white. Now we must give up what... Now we must give up white privilege to fight racism. Let's teach our children that we are in fact not white but simply Jewish. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! I mean, that is true. If you are like full Ashkenazi or Ashkenazi, however you say it, Jewish or whatever the other tribes are, then yes, you are in fact not white. You're Middle Eastern or whatever it is. You're not white. So that is genetically true, whatever. But in terms of like a culture, I don't think that more Orthodox Jewish culture is similar to white culture, what you consider like suburban white culture or working class white culture. I don't think that Orthodox is the same, and I also don't think that the crazy Marxist, hyper collectivist, like what you can call liberal Jewish upbringing, although liberal is more like leftist. It used to be liberal back in the day, but it's definitely not anymore. That culture is also not what I would consider quote-unquote white culture. Because your average white person is not this hyper-educated, uber, like, bourgeois, upper-middle-class, neurotic as fuck and self-hating. Like, all of these aspects to that upbringing are not normal. They're not the norm among the working-class whites, among the middle-class whites. And the thing is, where I went to school, there were suburban blacks. So you had blacks who were brought up in what the racial collectivists would describe as white culture. So white culture, quote unquote, also includes people who are not white. So that's why their entire frame of reference, their entire argument is erroneous. Because if you can have all of these different minorities within what they describe as white supremacy and white culture and white upbringing and white privilege. If you got all these people who are not white that are part of that culture, then it's not white. It's just American, or perhaps Western if we want to make it international. There isn't just a black culture or non-white culture and then white culture. It's an erroneous argument. It's an erroneous worldview. And they are making the same argument as the alt-right. They're making the exact same argument. And it's, in all honesty, erroneous. It's not even as though, like, philosophically I disagree with it, and I do. It's just, it's an erroneous. I'd rather have it be that you make an argument that I just disagree with than I just find and can poke holes in and say, just even by my own anecdotal experience, I know this to not be true. So it's an erroneous argument. And so when that's center stage on the mainstream media, man, it scares me sometimes. Like earlier today, I retweeted some black guy who basically complains that there's no such thing as white culture or white privilege. It's worker privilege, and it's worker culture. Go get a fucking job and earn some money. And then he ends it with Trump 2020. It's like, there you go. If there's white and black, why are there so many non-whites within white culture? How, like, and it's not even just that it exists. You then have to actually distinguish to someone like me how it's possible. If white supremacy is the big, bad, evil thing keeping everyone down, then how are all of these non-white people within it? How does this work out? And like I say, it's, in many ways, you have to distinguish whether it's erroneous or whether it's a fucking lie. And I think a lot of these activists, they know what they're saying is not what they mean. They're just couching it in manipulative language that they can use to subvert our society, so that they can appeal to boomers and normies and idiots. Not that I'm making them all the same, because it's not, but people like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, whoever the fuck just got arrested for rioting. The guy did a stream where he's just regurgitating all this leftist bullshit. And he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand a single word that's coming out of his fucking mouth. And everyone around him is just a simp for social justice. So none of them understand it either. So they're regurgitating all these arguments. And they're regurgitating this worldview. They're claiming it as their own. But they fundamentally don't understand what they're even saying. Or what they believe. They know why. It's because it's popular. They think that this is the politically correct thing to believe, and so that's what they say. But fundamentally, they don't have any even slight concept of what they're saying. No knowledge whatsoever. They're just saying it because they think it's going to get them fucking super chats and, you know, get them popularity when it's diminishing over time. They're no longer going to, you know, Japanese forests and having their friend pretend to be a dead body or whatever. They're saying shit like this to get attention. Sothis for Louis. So this is for Louis. Jesus Christ. Sothis for Louis. Hey Lou, I like what you do, but find divergence at different places. Check out some live news broadcasts from protests in U.S. and Canada. Why is it formed as a question? Check out some live broadcasts and protests from the U.S. and Canada? You mean now? What are you talking about? I don't understand, but thanks for the support. And there's no divergence. Okay, this channel is a cult. You have to agree. Ban big tit lolis. If you're not on board with that, then you're gone. You're getting censored out of the chat right now. You're either with me or against. You're either with us or against us. All right, that's how it goes. There cannot be. Someone just. What the fuck am I looking at? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Oh my god. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I just gotta say, I have to say, give it to Justin Trudeau to go to one of these fucking, Trudeau to go to one of these protests and try to get back his acting gig as a drama teacher. Leave it to him to do that. He's got a country to lead, but nope, you can't do that. He's got to show up to one of these fucking protests and go there to virtue signal and take a kneel and all that bullshit. Tank again says he wants me to remove this. Don't you're gonna get what you deserve. You keep telling me to demand that I get rid of this photo. You're gonna get what you deserve. Do you think the people who are apologizing for the writing and tell you will come to their senses? I don't understand. Do you think the people who are apologizing for the writing, what writing? What do you mean? And tell you to come to your senses. I don't follow their why don't I remember how to say this name? Ewan? Hanoverian. I'll say that instead because I can't even remember how to say your name. Is there anything else going on Twitter right now other than Justin Trudeau going to a, I know there's people sending around photos of I think it's a British cop that got knocked off his horse and I think knocked unconscious. But he's just a tyrant getting his comeuppance for enforcing the law. I hope you guys don't hear the audio twice. No, I have desktop turned off, so you shouldn't hear it twice. Okay. Okay, well, apparently Ian Miles Chung who is tweeting out a bunch of crazy shit at the moment, so I'll put this up and see what it is. What is this?
I'm a leader of this FTP movement. It means a lot of things. It can mean free the people. It can mean for the people. It can also mean fire to property. And that's very possible. Tonight I'm leading a demonstration.
Okay, stop. Stop there, Mr. Blackman. Okay, I get that you're in New York City, but I'm just going to say it right now. You should not abuse people and their property. You should respect people's rights. And I don't even know if I can say what I want to say as it relates to this, but like, you are willing to give away your life if you come to someone's property and you're like, yo, I'm going to destroy your shit. I'm going to come onto your property and destroy your shit. You are then giving them full moral license to take your life. Stop being so crazy. Stop doing that. Like, I know that there's, the Trump bros and that sort of thing, the Trump mad lads that, are, like that make my tortilla guy in that, who are more than willing to get into a fight with you in that. But, like, do not seek out violence and do not forfeit your life like that. That's crazy. You should not be advocating this.
From Barclays Center at 6 p.m. to City Hall. And that's the first stop. And we're hoping de Blasio and Cuomo come out and talk to us and give the youth some direction. But if they don't, the next stop is the Diamond District. And gasoline, thanks to Trump, is awfully cheap.
Those are outrageous.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ! What the fuck? I'm almost fucking speechless. Jesus Christ! Can you find some more? Where do they get these fucking people to put on national television? Fuck me, that is insane. Oh, actually, I think I am playing the audio twice. Sorry about that if I was.
Outrageous words to say basically that person was basically suggesting that they plan to go to the Diamond District, which is run basically by...
Dude, he's talking about Jews? Jesus Christ! Holy fucking shit! What the fuck is wrong with black people in New York City? Jesus fucking Christ. I gotta replay that. What the fuck?
And, I'm a leader of this FTP movement. It means a lot of things. It can mean free the people. It can mean for the people. It could also mean fire to property. And that's very possible. Tonight I'm leading a demonstration from Barclays Center at 6 p.m. to City Hall. And that's the first stop. And we're hoping de Blasio and Cuomo come out and talk to us and give the youth some direction. But if they don't, the next stop is the Diamond District. And
Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why are people interviewing this fucking psychopath? What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Gasoline, thanks to Trump, is awfully cheap.
Those are outrageous words to say, basically, that a person was basically suggesting that they plan to go to the Diamond District, which is run basically by Orthodox Jews here in New York City. Certainly hope that is not the case, and we do not endorse or, in fact, we condemn that type of language here on the Fox News channel. Someone saying that certainly should be called out in terms of any...
Dude, called out? Fuck that. Arrest this fucking terrorist. Jesus Christ. Dudes, I mean, this is the kind of thing I'm going to get banned for on YouTube. Like, on YouTube, Susan Wojcicki's like, no, good for that guy. Go firebomb or do whatever terror attack on the Diamond District in New York City against Jews. Jesus Christ. Fuck, what the fuck is wrong with black people in New York City? Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with them? I legit do not understand what is wrong with these people. Fucking Jesus Christ. It's so crazy. Am I wrong? I'm going to put this in the chat. I know people are making memes and jokes at the moment. Am I wrong? Is that not terrorism? Am I wrong to say that that is terrorism? He's saying we are going to march there. The march is in line. We're going to do it. And if we don't get the governor and the mayor to come out, we're going to the fucking Diamond District next. Is that not terrorism? Am I wrong? Let me know in the chat if I'm crazy. This is fucking insane. You're either gonna do what we want, or we're gonna go like, dude, they are saying we're gonna go get gas. It is implying that they are going to firebomb the Diamond District in New York City. Fuck me. It surprises me every fucking time how unbelievable these fucking people are. I swear to God, dude, there is something going on in New York City when it comes to blacks. Like way too many of them are like fucking... I know this is obviously a minority that are willing to say this kind of shit, but it's like Islam. You got the terrorists, you have the hyper-conservatives, the ultra-conservatives that agree with them ultimately, that sympathize with the terrorists, and then you have the next in line that sympathize with the concept but aren't willing to do it, and it's fucking insane. So while obviously this guy is among a small fringe that's willing to say this kind of shit, there's way more that agree with him. Maybe not the terror attack, but sympathize with attacks against Jews. What is going on in New York City? Fuck me, man. I guess now that we are playing videos, I guess we can watch something. Man, fucking Ethan Klein is still tweeting about the fucking cop pushing the fucking old guy in Buffalo. Fuck off. Let's see here. What else is there? There's videos that I could play, but I'll hold off for a moment. Take a look. Because I had a few people messaging me to check out Twitter to see what's going on. Secret Service, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fucking shit? If they're in D.C., then whatever. Let's see here. Man, I swear to God, the GOP handle on Twitter has been cancerous lately. It's just like every day the GOP, the official GOP account on Twitter is just like pumping out racial bullshit. Stop with the fucking racial bullshit, GOP handle. It's irritating. Because all you're doing is conceding the left's entire worldview when you do that. You're just saying, well, we're going to give you the Gibbs instead. Fuck off. Fucking, you got, what's his name? Jared Kushner running the account. No, it's just, Tucker Carlson shit. I've already seen all that. Is there anything else? I don't really see anything else here on Twitter.com. Apparently there's a big protest in Philadelphia today. So I guess we can expect a huge riot tonight in fucking Philadelphia. Anything else? There's a couple people have asked me to play that chainsaw guy. But, you guys want to see the chainsaw guy or what? If any of you follow me on Twitter, you probably already seen it. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Some guy fucking drove into a Target for some reason. I don't even know what he was doing. Oh, here it is. Here's the chainsaw guy. By the way, this chainsaw guy got fucked with. That's why he pulled out the chainsaw. There's a full video floating around of the chainsaw guy. He did get fucked with. So this isn't apropos of nothing like the original video shows. He was getting fucked with. They're starting to get physical with him. So, you say whatever you want to, but this guy, even say he overreacted, they were fucking with him physically. But as soon as you went to get the chainsaw, they fucking backed off. Alright, let me get this up. By the way, one of the things that people pointed out was, oh, fucking, fuck the police, defund the police, dissolve the police. Oh, call the police! There's a Mexican with a chainsaw. Call the police!
Go home! Don't let those fucking niggas up there fool you. Don't let this fucking trash and these bullshit people to you. Don't let these pendejos right here. Don't let these fucking assholes lie to you. Don't let them lie to you. This is a valley.
There's another, the longer video has him also saying niggers as well, which is hilarious. I'd have to look for it. I saw it on another account where they were trying to basically indict this guy. Like, it's amazing. Some of the reaction to this is basically said that, like, this guy is a member of white supremacy. And it's like I say, like, how is it that, like, you can't square the circle? You people on the left can't square the circle of this Hispanic guy, whether he's Mexican, I don't know, but this Hispanic guy basically saying, you know, calling blacks niggers and trash. Like, you can't square that circle. You want to say this guy is like, I saw people saying that Mexicans and Hispanics think of themselves as white. And it's like, oh, that's fine. They can think of themselves as white. They're not white. They're Hispanic. And I'm not on board with the white Hispanic. I don't care if you're a white Hispanic or some other kind of Hispanic. In my view, you're just Hispanic. You're not white. You're not white anything. So I don't care what the government and all these other fucking people think. If you're Hispanic, in my book, you're Hispanic. That's all there is to it. But, oh no, this guy, he thinks of himself as white, and oh, Hispanics think of themselves as white, and blah, blah. It's like, no, I think that there's a decent amount of animosity between Hispanics and blacks. I think that there is a decent amount of middle class and especially with working class Hispanics that do not like blacks. And don't apparently see any issue in referring to blacks as niggers. So you can say whatever you want to about the white supremacists and the white supremacy, but when you got Hispanics saying it, you go ahead and try to square that fucking circle. You go ahead and try to fucking square that circle of Hispanics that are dropping hard R's in public against blacks. And they doxed that guy, and I don't know if they got him fired or not. I do know they doxed him. So they went after him. And just so we're clear, now that I am going to rename my channel. Because of having to stylize my hair, because my hair has grown so long, and I do not have an appointment until the 16th of this month to get my hair cut, I am officially now known as Guido Le Vau, Guido Le Vau. And I am officially a person of color now. Now that I am an Italian American, I am officially a person of color. And so I am now allowed to say nigger here on YouTube without any kind of question of my status. It's now my word. So yes, if you want, don't call me Louis anymore, call me Guido. At least until I get my haircut. Because, like I said today, I am fully rocking a Michael Douglas haircut because of how long my hair has now become. And I have to. There's no choice. I have no choice in this anymore but to stylize my hair because it is out of control unless I stylize it. You can say whatever. I'm allowed to say that word, all right? It's my word now as well. I'm a person of color. All right, I gotta get back to the super chats. Oh, where was I? Shit, where was it? Tom says, I've got a new policy. If anyone, I gotta space that apart so I can read it. Thank you. Says or retweets or anything in support of all cops are bastards, they immediately lose my respect and will unfollow them regardless of the bullshit qualifiers, actually stuff they tack on. Yeah, I mean, if anyone says that it says ACAB, which is all cops are bastards, they're just a communist. That would be my response to them. Like, oh, you need to defend the cops, all cops are bastards. My thing would be like, yeah, go away, bastard. Go away, communist. You're just a communist. I don't need to speak with you to know what you believe. You're either someone that has been duped by communists or you are yourself a communist, and I don't need to speak to you. Here in Sweden, a policewoman bent the knee to protesters and held I saw this, a white silence is violence sign. She then cried and hugged the protesters. She was then praised for her actions by our politicians, blackpilling. I don't know what to tell you. There's been cops in my area. There was Buffalo PD who knelt. There was cops in Niagara Falls who knelt. There's cops in Lockport who knelt already. If you kneel, like, I don't care if you are police. I don't care if you are 6'5", 6'7", 7 foot tall. You have a dick that is twice the size of mine. Testicles that are the size of my fucking fist. I don't care how manly you think you are. If you bend the knee to these communist protesters, you are a faggot. You are a pussy. And I'm saying those words interchangeably. You are an outright pussy. Tucker Carlson has said this. Other people on Twitter have said this. You are a fucking pussy in my book. And I that is my line in the sand. If you, there's been federal agents as well in the Capitol. Like the same fucking people who are desecrating the Second World War Memorial in D.C. They're bending the knee to these people. You are a pussy. You can say whatever about their traitors and all this. The person bending the knee is a fucking total pussy. And I don't think they should ever be allowed to be let down when it comes to that. Like, live that down. Like, you are a fucking pussy. Byron says, have some shekels. Tank says, bring it, remove the thought from this realm. Akkad Daily is in the chat. Yeah, I've seen Sargon in the chat. Spy says, hey Louis, do you like Kaon? If so, who's the best girl? No, I know the show, but I've never seen anything. I haven't watched any episodes or anything. Please answer. I need to know. I don't have an answer for you. Yes, I have seen the one female cop running away and the other female cop getting stuck while someone robs like a convenience store. I have seen that. And I think that video is spurred on. I think that radicalized Matt Walsh to say that there should be no female police officers. And I retweeted all that because ultimately I agree. Like, I have seen cops, female cops particularly, I have seen them perform well. But I have seen way, way too many female cops that are fucking useless. So while I have seen and have met some decent cops that are female, the overabundance of female cops are fucking useless diversity hires. And I don't even say that to be like dismissive or contrarian or edgy. Like, I just straight up mean they do not have any utility. They are a detriment. They are a waste of a uniform. Not all, because I have met some and I have seen some that are good, but fuck me, is it unbelievable how many that are just useless. And that entire concept of female cops does need to be reconsidered rather. Way too many do not serve a purpose in the police force. So yeah, there's been I saw somebody in the chat, or maybe it was a super chat, that are blackpilling about the conservatives at the moment. There have been a bunch of conservatives that have gone fucking radicalized. Like, they've gone past the red pill, dude. They're like suckling on the black pill at this moment. And they're on Twitter and they're going crazy right now. And Candace Owens is partly among them. Like, dude, Charlie Kirk, I'm going to show you the videos. I want to do the video where I talk about positive developments because, bro, Charlie Kirk is gone black-pilled. He made a video where he was on the cusp of going full FBI statistics and talking about the 90% in real ways, like in the way that I would prefer to, in an articulate fashion. He got crucified for that. People like me celebrated it because it's like, yeah, Charlie, it's not even just, Alamau red-pilled shit. It's like, no, good, talk about that, Charlie. Use your platform, which is far bigger than any of ours, to talk about real concerns and real issues, and the 90% factor as it relates to this police matter. As it relates to policing, it's deviant behavior that should be of concern to us, not just the 10% of police policy that is endlessly fucking talked about. Talk about that 90%, and he did, too, and I credit him for that, fully. Brave thing to fucking do, because that's the kind of thing that gets you fucking ostracized. And there's even been like Faith Goldie and others that have been deplatformed because of this. And yeah, it's wrong and everything. Bring him back and everything else. But if Charlie Kirk's gonna go stick his neck out and just say truths as they are, then good for him. Fuck it all, man. Say what. Anyway, so he drops that red pill video. And he gets crucified for it by all the fucking faggots. all the bedwetters and the square circlers of no, you're not allowed to say these things. And fucking, it was like the day after, or the next day, he fucking dropped a full-blown 650 video. Like, straight up. Nothing, no qualifiers, no qualms, no nothing, no preface, just full-blown 650 Charlie Kirk. And it was fucking insane. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen him say. So, say whatever you want to, but all the gripers, and Faith Goldie and the others that got shut down, and all the people that got shut out and deplatformed, yes, I agree, it's wrong, they should have been shut out and all that, but Charlie Kirk has been fucking blackpilled, and he's out there right now dropping 650 statistics, going AWOL. Like, he is, like, we need to find Charlie and make sure he's okay. Because he is gone AWOL. He is off the reservation today. It is crazy. Go look. If people are saying where is it, just go on Charlie Kirk's Twitter account. It's the second video. I don't want to play it here because I want to save it for a video because it's nuts. I'm not going to show it. I'm saving it. I already told you. I'm not showing it to you. I'm saving it. You can go look it up if you want to, but I'm not playing it here because I'm saving it. But yeah, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, and the Hodge twins. The Hodge twins, I want to play their video because they actually played, in my view, like if you get through everything, and this is what I appreciate about their video, they cut through all of the surface level bullshit and they got right down to the bedrock, which is this whole thing is about the election. And it is. They're completely right. And so they did a video talking about that, and it's great because they fully realize. And so this is where, get them on Steven Crowder's show for the 1000th time and let Steven Crowder do his corny jokes and all this shit and have him and his squad endlessly laugh about whatever the fuck, like, movie reference they're laughing about. You can do all that bullshit, put the Hodge twins on, and just, like, pull them back and let her rip. Because they cut through the entire surface level of this, and they talk about how all of this is about ginning up the black vote because they know that Joe Biden is a shit candidate. So yeah, credit to them for that video. That's another video I want to save for a video where I talk about the positive aspect to this. Because while you have like the GOP virtue signaling and shit, and you have Senate Republicans being stupid, and even Trump talking about nonsense, there's a lot of conservative activists, conservative commentators, conservative talking heads that, man, they are not doing any of that bullshit. They are just cutting straight to the truth. And when you got TPUSA dropping like Jordan, rather than go the Jordan Peterson route and making this more lofty, making this more philosophical, they're like, no, fuck you. How about these stats? Fuck all this other shit. How about these statistics? How about we talk about that? It's like, holy shit. Oh, it's so great. It's so funny. I give full credit, and I avow every bit of it, man. It's so great. Anyways, let me, I guess I'll update the screen for you. Let me get something else, and I'll get this instead. There you go. Oops, there we go. Get that on screen instead for another image. Cop lives matter more than criminal lives. I agree. I think that's kind of one of the moral dilemmas of, like I was talking about with Short Fat Otaku and those of that disposition. Cops are not only necessary in the abstract and in the real, but I do agree that cops' lives do matter more than criminals. And we can debate that moral concern because it is. I do think there is an argument on both sides, but I think that arguing the other side of that moral question is that of being utopian. I think you are a utopian if you want to debate that issue from the other side, because I'm going to be over here, and you can denigrate me all you want, me being in the position of the comedian, but I think that I have an understanding of human nature that you are fundamentally either ignorant of or are denying. Okay, well, I'll leave this up to the chat. We'll get a 1 or a 2 in the chat. And your choices are... Let's see if I can find the other video. What is the other video? Oh, okay, so your choices are anti-white propaganda or... black guy breaks into a guy's home in Queens. So you gotta get a black guy breaking into some black junkie breaking into some dude's home in Queens, and he records the interaction. Or anti-white propaganda. If you want to see the guy break in Queens, press 2. If you want to watch the anti-white propaganda, say 1. So 1 for anti-white propaganda, 2 for breaking in Queens. Yeah, let's go to the chat. I have seen the base Nigerian woman, yes. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 2s. Some 1s, but a lot... See, there's Sargon saying 1. Alright, I see the majority are clearly 2s. Okay. I'll do the break-in then. Alright, I'm gonna ignore that phone call. Alright. Let's do it. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear this okay, because I'm going to be playing it over speakers. But it shouldn't be playing doubly, because I have that muted. So let me get this up. So I'll set this up before we go. This is in Queens, New York, which is a borough, in case you don't know. This guy, what's going on is this guy is in his family's house, and it looks like a pretty nice fucking house. It looks like a townhouse. So this guy is sleeping. This guy is out of work. He's fucking broke. He's living in his parents' house because his fucking life has been destroyed because of COVID. He's sleeping on the couch in the other room. Well, this black junkie breaks into the fucking house and lifts his wallet. And may have stolen something else, but as far as we can tell, lifts his wallet off, like, I think the dining room table or something. And this guy wakes up, catches this dude, and before he can creep out of the house, he basically tackles him and starts struggling with him. His parents or his family members, like I think it might be his sister that's recording this, calls the cops, and eventually the cops show up in this. It's in part 2 that the cops show up. But this is a crazy fucking video. Because this black guy could have easily been killed. And justifiably been killed. I mean, New York is a lot wrong with it. And, you get to back off. And you can't shoot someone. Castle doctrine is not, this way or the other. But, dude, if somebody breaks into your house like this, and you're waking up in nothing but your underwear, and this guy is creeping around your house, don't ever take a chance. Don't ever risk your life for this piece of shit. Because, your life matters more than some homeless junkie's life who's willing to break into your house when you're just in the other room. I know that everyone wants to be the bleeding heart pussy, but I'm here to tell you that your life matters. Because if you allow this guy to potentially kill you, well, you got kids upstairs. You got your parents upstairs. You got your sisters upstairs. like it is in this situation. Like, are you willing to risk their lives too? Are you willing to risk your sisters and your mother getting fucking raped by this piece of shit because you decided to tackle him instead of blow him away? Like, whose life matters more? Is it your sisters and your mother? Or is it this fucking piece of shit? So, if somebody wants to debate me on that shit, more than willing. I'll debate fucking anybody on that issue. Because this, in my view, this moral consideration is a false one.
Get this knife. Where is it? She already got your video. You got it. You might as well stay, bro.
Stay. You gotta stay.
Nice morning, my man. You know that? How you feel if you waking up to a fucking man robbing your shit? You tell me. Huh? You tell me. I'm sleeping. You fucking robbing me? Motherfucker. Huh? Huh? I work hard, motherfucker. I work hard for my money. You feel me? Why you robbing me for? You fucked me all up. Do I deserve this?
By the way, all this crying and hyperventilating and all this shit, this is all an act. See, this is what I mean. Like, you watching this, if you're like this guy and you're tolerating this piece of shit, like he's doing here, you fundamentally don't understand that this guy is attempting to manipulate him. This is fake. This is an act. And when the cops show up, you'll realize that. You'll realize that this is nothing but a fucking act.
Is this the way I deserve to wake up in a fucking normal neighborhood? Oh my God. Relax.
He injured him, by the way. The burglar fucking injured him.
Empty out your pockets. Empty out your fucking pockets. You were going through my wallet, motherfucker. You know that? Give me that shit. Empty the fucking pockets now. You motherfucker.
Wow.
It's like that? You saw my shit and you were about to run with that shit? Huh?
And he's saying sorry.
You were about to run with my shit. You apologizing to me. You say sorry? Huh? I feel bad for you. You should be embarrassed. You should be ashamed of yourself.
See, he's falling for it. This guy, despite how angry he is, he's falling for this guy's manipulation. Don't fall for this manipulation. You'll see. You'll all see when we get to part 2. This guy is manipulating him.
Empty out your fucking pockets. Motherfucker. What's your name? What's your name? What is it? Call the fucking cops.
I think the other thing is, too, I think this guy is so fucking mad that he is restraining himself. I think he is actively restraining himself from fucking this guy up. Because I don't know if you can tell the height difference, but there is a serious height difference between these two.
What is the opposite? Where is he?
Mr. Robin Brown. You were about to bounce my wallet, huh? You know this is all I have?
Yeah. This guy's been fucked up because of COVID. He got fucked up because of COVID. So now he's living with his fucking parents. And I mean, I understand that. I'm not going to say anything bad against this guy, but it's like, because I totally sympathize with the position he's in. But like, do you think he wants to live with his parents, like near like approaching 30, or maybe he's already 30? You think he wants to live with his parents under these conditions? Come on. Come on. Stop being fucking stupid. There we go.
You know this is all I have? I'm living in my parents' house right now. You know that, right? You know that, right? I'm sleeping on the fucking couch. You know that, right?
Huh? Where'd you catch me sleeping? Where'd you catch me sleeping, motherfucker? On the couch, huh? Not even on a bed, right? And you were gonna take my shit. You were gonna take the last of it. Huh? You would have thought, but I caught you, huh? Caught your ass nice. Huh? And I wasn't even scared of your bitch ass. You saw that? Yeah? My man, take it easy, bro. I'm not gonna press no charges on you. Alright? I'm just gonna let them do whatever they want to do, alright? I'm not gonna press no charges on you, I promise. Only because you gave me my shit back. You understand? Look what you did to me, bro. How is this forgivable? I was supposed to say, yo, my man. Go, take care. So what is it then? How much you take from me? How much is this? 30, 40 bucks? Give me back 30, 40 bucks, you can go. You got 30, 40 bucks? You don't got 30, 40 bucks on you, right? My man, while I'm sleeping, bro. Got robbed, bro. While I'm sleeping, bro. This is insane.
See? All of a sudden, not crying no more. Not crying no more. Now he's just straight-faced. Oh, he's done. He's done crying. Done crying. Got his head down, but nope, not crying anymore. Not whimpering. Not doing any of that.
This is only the movies, bro. This never happened to me ever in my life.
Not crying anymore. All of a sudden, not crying. Just straight-faced. Nope. Not crying no more. Now he's got his head up too. Not crying, got his head up, just let out. So that's the end of the video. I don't know if you guys caught it, but as soon as the cops came in, he stopped crying. He stopped doing all that as soon as the cops came in, because he knew he was done. All that crying and shit, that was all manipulation. That was all this guy trying to manipulate the homeowner, or the son of the homeowner. It was all manipulation. So yeah, don't ever fall for that kind of bullshit. He was trying to convince him to let him go. That's the whole purpose behind all that bullshit, was to trying to convince that the son of the homeowner to let him go. All right, let me check Streamlabs. Mainly misheard says, ask Sargon, Arch, or Kibbs on how to set up a stream. Streamlabs super chat, and what's your opinion on the bailouts that companies are promising? I saw V take on it. Christ, they probably are releasing some criminals from the quarantine lockdown. That's kind of a run-on. I'm not really aware of any more bailouts or whatever. Praetorian Vet says, Lamau, YouTube, be like, let's see that 23andMe Guido Levi. I already have a video on my channel about my 23andMe. For your N-word pass. Revive Empires? Nice name, Revive Empires. Well, as far as reviving empires, only the British one is on my radar for now to be revived. I don't really know if we want to restore the Ottoman Empire. I don't know if that's a good idea. Or the Japanese Empire. I don't know if that's a good idea either. Maybe the Chinese Empire, bring back the Han Dynasty. That might be a decent idea. Can't be any worse than what we have now. Normies and politically illiterate people are buying the left's narrative Up on social media. On social media, yeah, but I don't think that's representative. Like, there was a crazy fucking poll that came out, I think, yesterday or the day before. I'll look that up to show you. So, on social media, yeah, but I don't think Twitter is representative of reality. I'll find that in a second. So many people I follow are spouting, like, corporations and crazy ants. Side note, anime representation, girls on Panzer, way better than it should be. I know about girls in Panzer, but I haven't watched anything about it. I've just seen, like, pictures and that. Phalanx says, big fan, bro. I miss visiting Western New York for 40K. Did you see the black guy in... yeah, I already played that. The guy in blackface in Toronto. Yeah, I already played that. I mean, you gotta show more respect for the Prime Minister of fucking Canada, right? Justin Trudeau went to a protest. That's what you have to expect to happen. I'm surprised it took him till today to show up. Spy says, okay, but what do you think about the objective fact that Full Alchemist 2003 is better than Brotherhood? I've only seen, I think, one episode of Full Metal Alchemist, and I didn't really like it. Do you agree that it's because the men wrote the anime original story and a dumb woman wrote the manga? I couldn't tell you. I've only ever seen one thing of Full Metal Alchemist, and I didn't like it. Are you excited for the Sopranos movie coming out? I'm not really aware of any Sopranos. I've heard talk about Sopranos show that's a prequel to the original Sopranos. I can't really say that I approve of either, being that James Gandolfini is dead. So you can't really have the Sopranos without Tony Soprano, and James Gandolfini's dead. So I don't know. I don't really approve of it. JT Viper says, your combination of humor, energy, and reality is something I really appreciate, Louis. You've always seemed really cool. Thank you. I don't really know how cool I am, because if you meet me in real life, you're pretty much going to meet the character. That's, who I am is who I am. And if you like me for being the character, then that's who you're going to fucking meet. Sincerely hope to share a beer with you someday. Sincerely, a fellow Leaf. I'm not a fucking Leaf, you piece of shit. Disavowed. Now you're not getting that beer with me. I'm not a fucking Leaf. So JT, you've been disavowed. Have you seen Tim Pool getting more and more intense about the media lies lately? Well, he is drifting to the right. Tim Pool, even if he claims otherwise, is drifting to the right. He did a video today, or at least they released it today, from Steven Crowder's channel. He is absolutely drifting to the right. He can come out and say, like, oh, no, I'm still a leftist, guys. Oh, no, I still believe in the left. We can secure the left. He's me. He's drifting to the fucking right. And eventually, he's going to do a video where he either... It's going to be one of two things. It's going to be him doing the full simp mode. Oh, well, I'm having to join the right because there's nothing left on the left, in a real monotone fashion. Or he is going to don the MAGA beanie and rage quit the left. I guarantee you it's going to be one or the other. It's either going to be full monotone, simp mode, I'm leaving the left, but blah, 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 there's still people good on the left, blah, blah, blah. Or it's going to be full MAGA beanie, fuck the left. One of those two is eventually going to happen. Yes, exactly. Troll with a purpose in the chat. You are exactly correct. Troll with a purpose in the chat is exactly correct. Tim Pool's idealism is slowly being eaten by reality. 100% correct. That is exactly what is happening. So that was Kendrick50 that said that. In Super Chat, that asked the question. He almost sounds like Alex Jones talking about the demons. Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched too much. Maybe I should watch. I've had a friend of mine on Twitter he's been talking about Tim. I should really check out some of his most recent videos to see what he's talking about. The only problem is that with Tim, he really is one of those YouTubers who commentates in a style that it really gets under my skin. Even though I do some of this myself with stuttering and so on, like it gets under my skin at a certain point, and I don't like listening to it. DJ Crunk Factory says, how did he get in the house? The window. He got through the window. If you don't lock your shit up, it's on you. He probably just had the window open because he was hot. They probably didn't have the central air on, so he opened a window, and the guy crept in through the window. Spy says the Sopranos movie is going to be about Richard Moltisanti, the fucking junkie father of Christopher. Really? Johnny Boy Soprano. Well, Johnny Boy Soprano, the actor that they had in the original series, I really, really liked, and it's because he comes from theater. He played somebody from oh God, what is it? Is it Frankie Valli? Was that the guy he portrayed in theater? I don't remember. He portrayed a certain character in the theater, but that's who the actor was for Johnny Boy Soprano, or just Johnny Soprano, and he was fantastic. And I would absolutely watch a show with Johnny Soprano as the protagonist if they got that actor back, because he was great. And so was young. What was the name of Tony's mom? What was Tony's mom's name? Somebody shouted out in the chat. What was it would be Johnny's wife and Tony's mom. I'll have to wait for chat to catch up. Somebody shouted out. Oh, come on, chat. Let's catch up. Come on, YouTube. You can do it. Livia, thank you. I was about to say Julia, but it was either Julia or Livia. Yeah, thank you. Livia, young Livia was also good. It wasn't Olivia, it was Livia. She was also good. Young Livia was also good. So I don't know when they would do it to have Johnny Soprano, because the actor's got to be way older now. He was there in like 2006, whenever the series was. So he'd probably be way too old now. So I would never trust them to find a good actor to replace that guy. It would probably be some up-and-coming guy who's only ever been in like daytime television and other bullshit, not theater. So yeah, I don't think it would be particularly good. I wouldn't trust it. Colorado Soprano or Junior Soprano, I would like to see young Colorado. The actor they had for him was good too. Young Junior Soprano was also good. He was good. Like that actor they had for him, he was good too. But he'd be way too old now. Tony's going to be a kid. I would say that could be potentially good. But the problem is that all the good actors they once had would be way too old now. So that's my answer to that question. Revive Empire says, most people I know in person are on the right side to most degrees on issues, but I've had to unfollow so many cancerous Twitters. I unfollowed a few myself. I really need to unfollow Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is awful, and I can't take him anymore. I really need to unfollow him. I had to check. He might have blocked me, but I should unfollow him. The one person I did unfollow was Zephyr Teachout. I unfollowed her because she's just insufferable now. Rather Japanese Empire after American influence. the Chinese and Koreans are just trying to copy them anyhow. I don't know. With the Japanese, now, I don't even know if they have the societal confidence to actually restore their empire. Like, I can't speak for the Japanese now, but from the polling that I've seen out of Japan, like, they're lost in a leftist fog, generally. Like, there seems to be a lot of social dysfunction in Japan, and I can't see them having the nationalist sentiment in that sense to realistically restore the only thing that I think could push them would be military conflict with China. Like, China is, in a realistic fashion, threatening direct military action against Japan. Then that might be the thing that shakes them from that fog, that guides them through. But maybe people living on the ground in Japan can correct me. But from what polling I've seen of Japan, they have a decent amount of social dysfunction that is very similar to the malaise that is in Europe. Yeah, okay, so that was Revive Empires. 80s Bush says, which I believe is not a reference to George W. Bush or George H.W. Bush, but having a Bush in the 80s. The hard bastard is saying when he moves from Philadelphia, he'll be moving into a Republican non-city state and county or country because he has no trust in the Democrats or anything but incompetence with law and order, much like Tim's thoughts. Yeah, I mean, the mayor in Buffalo, after all the resignations from the response force, and people are saying that they didn't necessarily resign from the Buffalo Police Department. That's still up in the air because that was their position within the police department, and I haven't seen it clarified either way by the police department or City Hall whether they have actually stepped away from the police department itself or whether they have gone back to basically being beat cops. It hasn't been clarified. But it seems like a lot of Democrat cities are playing with fire. In Buffalo, it's very clear that the mayor's office understands that the Buffalo PD can only be pushed so far. And in the NYPD, it's the same. They can only be pushed so far before either they pull back and you have like the Ferguson effect, it's called, where they just don't police. Or in some ways, and I'm surprised we haven't seen this yet to a certain degree, the Police Benefit Association or whatever it's called, like the official organization that's like, it's not necessarily like the official union, but the surrounding spokesman for like for cops in general, because there's like two separate elements of it, of like the official local union and then the general sort of national police spokesman. I'm surprised that some of these police unions have not publicly threatened or broached the issue of a police strike. I don't know if they see that as a tactical or optics blunder, but I'm surprised that hasn't been floated yet to challenge the politicians, especially in places like Minneapolis and others where the politicians are mouthing the language of the rioters of disband the police, dissolve the police, and all this nonsense. I'm surprised that they haven't at least floated that idea to scare the politicians. Because if you want to know the limits of this for the Democrats, if there is a police strike, the Democrats will be gutted. It doesn't matter how much of that city is a Democrat stronghold. Those Democrats and the Democrats on a national level, especially now that they're talking about the police to this degree, it will gut them politically. They will look terrible. Because the smart move would be, if you're a Republican, to allow them to push and push and push until the police go, you know what? How about we go on strike? And it's until you shut the fuck up or you meet certain demands or whatever. Because if that happens, it will be a fucking bloodbath. It'll make what happened in Minneapolis look like chicken shit in comparison. And I would say the smart move politically would be let it go for more than one day. Let it go for a few days, but probably not more than a few days, because you will have people raped, you will have people robbed, you will have many stores burned to the ground, you will have houses raided, you'll have people shot, you'll have pandemonium not seen anywhere than other police strikes. But it is the nature of putting the child's hand on the hot stove. It is forcing people to understand the nature of policing. That this is a necessary force. There is no getting rid of the police. That is not a proposition. Because without the police, you have total anarchy. And it isn't just people burning stores. It is people getting shot, murdered, robbed, raped. It is the worst conceivable thing that in your darkest dreams you couldn't possibly understand until it happens. That is what you will see. And the beauty of it, the political realistic aspect of it is let's say this happened in Buffalo. You would have guys like my father who are total simps for the Democrats grab his rifle and stand on a corner. He would take post on a corner and just start carding everyone that comes into the neighborhood. ID everyone who comes into the neighborhood, because that's already happening. That's already happening in areas where you have an armed militia locking off entrance to the suburbs and IDing everyone trying to pass through. And in certain cases, just turning vehicles around, saying, nope, leave. And the police stand by. They don't do anything to stop them. I've seen several instances of this where the suburbanites line up all armed and say no entry unless we say you can come in. And the police stand by and let it happen. And if the police go on strike, that's what's going to happen. The suburbanites will form a wall, they'll form posts, and the cities will burn down, they'll melt down, and the suburbs will be just fine. Because we're the ones with the guns. And we can form checkpoints where we say no one comes through. So I already know what's going to happen. I've already seen it taking place in other cities. So I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of the police going on strike because I live in a red county. We'll still have our police. We'll still have our sheriff's departments. We'll still have the local town constables and that. We'll still have armed and ready suburbanites ready to stand a post, ready to create checkpoints, and tell all the urbanites, you're not allowed in. Show us some ID. And if they run the barricade, they'll just get shot. And that'll be the end of it. So, don't challenge the suburbanites, because the boomers and the Gen Zers, which is one of the videos I want to do, is a joke about it, is those with skin in the game, people like Sargon, the boomers of the world, they have skin in the game, and when you jeopardize their life, their families' lives, their home, their properties, their neighborhoods, when you jeopardize that, they will stand a post. They will take a part of a checkpoint. They will threaten you because they feel as though you're threatening them. And that is just the natural biological instinct of these people. It's happening already. And if you have a police strike, those people will double down. More of those people will be created. And even total Democrat simps like my father, I love him to death, but he is a Democrat simp. He will radicalize in a second, and he will stand a post. Because I've already had this discussion with him. I already talked to him about this. I was like, yeah, what happens when the rioters come here? What happens? And he's like, well, I don't care. They're going to have to kill me. It's like, oh, there you go. Well, I already say, I have it, I don't know, I don't really want to spoil the joke. I'll save it for that video. I have to record that video, but I have a joke in that video about Gen X. That, like, the rioters have awakened, and the Gen Xers who are in their 40s, they're all in their 40s now, or even later in certain cases, like, they've been called to arms. Like, the rioters have shown up, and all of the Gen Xers, like, that biological instinct has kicked in, and it's like, they got skin in the game, they got a family, they got their job, they got their business, they got all this, and that it just kicks in a moment's notice, and then they're radicalized and into militiamen, ultimately. Like, that is what they become. They become an armed mob. And it's unbelievable, and it's hilarious, and it's so true about human nature. Like, even beyond the realpolitik of this being about elections, it's not the realpolitik, but it is the human nature aspect of this. Like, you're getting down to the biological reality of men when they are threatened, and I enjoy it so much. I love it so much. One of the videos that I have, and I've already shown you guys on Twitter, are the baseball bat, like the aluminum baseball bat wielding Philadelphians that when they're all Gen Xers too, which is unbelievable. It's so perfect. It's so quintessential to what I'm talking about. When the Gen Xers, the middle-aged, are threatened, when they feel that their homes, their families, their livelihoods are threatened, they radicalize in a second, and they just grab their aluminum bats and they form a gang. They form the gang of the middle-aged that are like, no, we got skin in the game, and I'm not losing what's mine. And it's not even just like the middle-aged. It is the middle-aged factor, I'm telling you this. But it is a biological reality of men that the men of the tribe have been challenged, and so they rise up. They rise up together, and they're going to be aggressive, and they are going to confront the threat, and they don't care. That ape brain has kicked into gear, and they're just going to confront the threat. And I love it. I love it to death, because that's what needs to happen. If it isn't going to, like, if the police are going to retreat, if the proper authority is going to back down, and men are challenged, middle-aged men are challenged, their families are challenged, their life is jeopardized, they will rise up. And you can say whatever you want to. You can, what I want to hear, I've yet to see anyone say it, is this is patriarchy. And it's like, you know what? For once, you're right. This is patriarchy. This is what patriarchy is. And I absolutely, 100% stand by it. Because this is the biological nature of humanity. This is what you are seeing. You are watching humanity when it is being challenged. When the proper authority stands down, the men of the tribe, the men of the community will rise up, and they will take the place of the proper authority because the proper authority has failed the community. This is what will happen. And I applaud it. And when you say, oh, this is patriarchy, yes, these are the fathers. These are the fathers of the community rising up. Because their families, their children, their wives, their mothers, they are being threatened. Really. Not just hypothetically. They are being threatened. And so, like I say, biology kicks into gear. And so that's one of the videos I want to show you. Well, I guess I'll show it to you now because I won't comment too much on it because there's so much about it that is unbelievable that I'll talk to you about. Because it's like, I don't know if I really want to spoil it here. Like, I can show it to you, but I don't know if I really want to spoil my commentary, because there's one aspect to this that is just perfect. Like, all of you missed it. None of you saw this. None of you conceived of what makes it brilliant. Only I saw it. Only I could understand what makes it so beautiful. And how it speaks to me. I can't find the fucking video for some reason. There, Jesus Christ. They found the video where the cop gets hit with a freaking thing of cement. Where is this fucking video? Alright, I've gone too far. Hold on, let me scroll up and see if I can find it. Oh, you know what? I might have taken it off my favorites list. Because I had all those links ready for a video. Just never recorded it. God damn it, where is it? Nope, it's not on here. Fuck, let me see if I can get this up. There we go, okay. I gotta keep this tab open. I can't close this tab right here because it's got all my links and I don't have them saved properly just yet. Alright. So, this is the video, and like I say, I'm going to limit my commentary on it because I don't want to spoil. Like, there is a part of this video that every one of you fucking missed. Every single one of you missed a massive aspect of this video, and I'm not going to spoil it here. I want to do a video where I haven't been able to figure out how I want to comment. I did a few takes yesterday and deleted them because these takes suck. But there's a part of this video none of you will notice that I did that is crazy. So let's get this up. So these are the middle-aged men. These are the Gen Xers in Philadelphia that have had enough. Their police have failed them. And so they're becoming aggressive. Their life and their family and their community is being jeopardized by these rioters calling themselves protesters, and are being labeled protesters by liars in the media. And so they've had enough, and so they're going to confront them.
Wide open. Yo, let's go for a walk. Take it from your house. Protest on fucking like this. Plain and simple, we just don't live like this. Photo and everything. Photo me and him.
It's hard to hear, but they're challenging these protesters to whether they're from the area. They're challenging them as to what they're doing in their community. They're challenging them why they're here. So if you listen to them, it's hard to hear because they're speaking over one another. They're challenging these people to their presence. It's not, I philosophically disagree with you. It's, they talk about cops, but it's not really about the cops. And the only way it is about the cops is that they view the proper authorities as being defeated. And you'll hear that in this. They view the cops as being defeated. And so, whether they fully understand this or not, they are here because they feel that their community is being jeopardized, that their lives are being jeopardized, that their loved ones are being threatened. That is why they're here. Because they are the middle-aged men. They are the patriarchs. They are the fathers. That is why they're here. Because they feel that everything that they love is being potentially jeopardized by these fucking communist rioters being in their community. So I'm going to replay this. So try to, it's not easy to make out because the volume jumps. It's not me. The volume jumps in this. But try to listen to what they're saying.
Wide open. Yo, let's go for a walk. Take it from your house. Protest on fucking like this. Plain and simple, we just don't live like this. Photo and everything. Photo me and him. Photo that. A cop can't defend himself, so we're here. Anyone wants to throw shit at a cop or pick on a cop, pick one of us the fuck out and we'll go around the corner and fight you one-on-one. So unless that, take that.
So again, whether they fully understand this or not, They believe that the police in their area have failed. That is what they believe. Because when they're out there saying, oh, you guys are bullying cops, the question that is then raised with that, it begs the question, how do you bully a cop? The cops are the righteous authority. They're the ones deemed by the state or by the voter that they have the authority. They're the ones with the badge and the authority to take life and what have you, to take people into custody. They have authority that all of us don't. So how can you bully a cop? The reason you believe that is because you believe the police have failed. And you don't believe it to be their fault. You believe it to be the fault of these people who have entered your community. Whether these people fully understand that or not, that's what they're saying with this.
Throw shit at a cop, or pick on a cop, pick one of us the fuck out, and we'll go around the corner and fight you one-on-one. So unless that, take that fucking faggot energy, and go somewhere else. We just want peace. But we
Again, I'm going to replay that part at the end. There's a part of this that I'm not going to tell you about. That's massive. That I guarantee you none of you have noticed this. But listen to what he says at the end. I'll turn it up.
and go somewhere else. We just want take that fucking faggot energy and go somewhere else. We just want peace. But we
I'll play it again.
want. So unless that, take that fucking faggot energy and go somewhere else. We just want peace.
This is what the middle-aged want. This is what the fathers want. This is what the patriarchs who have skin in the game want. They want peace. They want peace at home. They want peace in their community. They want peace in their country. Because they're the ones with all of this responsibility, all of these things to protect, and all these loved ones to protect. They have all of this responsibility that they are responsible for. They have these responsibilities that these faggot protesters don't have. The young don't have all these responsibilities. That's why they can go fuck around. The old don't have these responsibilities so that geriatric activists can get pushed down in fucking Buffalo. These people don't have these responsibilities, and these men do. And so they want peace. That is what they want. And I believe that's absolutely, even though they're out here threatening them, I understand what they're saying. I understand what they're actually after. And it is peace. It's peace from these rioters, from this chaotic element. This element that is challenging their lives, their families' lives, their responsibilities, what they're responsible for, like who they protect, what they protect. They see this as being something that jeopardizes all of it. And that's why they're angry. That's why they're out here ripping their signs, challenging them to a fight, the rest of it. It's because they feel challenged and jeopardized and vulnerable. Why? Because the police, in their view, have failed. So, you can say that I'm here being, the armchair philosopher or the armchair psychiatrist in this guy's mind and the mind of these men. But I'm telling you that I think that I am completely right about this video. And there's a part of this that none of you have noticed, none of you realize. You're going to think, oh, these are all white men, and maybe they're just like that Mexican the Mexican guy, they're dropping hard R's and that sort of thing, they're racist. You have no idea who these men are, and you don't notice it, but there is a sign in this video that clear as day shows me who these men are, what generation these men are from. There is a massive element of this video that none of you have noticed that speaks to me that I know who these men are. I know what generation they're from. I know the culture they grew up in, because I grew up in the 90s too. And I guarantee you that 99% of the people who watched this video missed it. And when I talk about that video, I'll spoil it there. Then you'll know. Then you'll know I'm right. I guess I'll finish this up because I've been streaming for a couple hours and I want to go get some food. I guess I'm not going to save this for any videos, but this is one of the negative things that happened, so I'll put this on screen real quick. That, some fucking random anti-Trump terrorist got arrested. Where was it? Texas. Lubbock, Texas. Some random white dude, I assume white, in Texas got arrested, and he was just a wannabe terrorist. So, yeah. Just so you're aware that there's anti-Trump terrorists out there, and there are going to be cop assassinations. They've already happened. It was in Vegas, I think, that one cop got shot in the head. Or it might have been just Nevada, and they didn't say where. I don't remember if it's just generally Nevada or Vegas that a cop got assassinated already. But this is what happened last time. I think it was AIU. Devin Tracy, I think, talked about this. Or maybe it was somebody else, maybe. Or maybe it was Steven Crowder. I don't remember. Someone actually hit on it that the reason why the riots and all that and the protests died down last time was because of the cop assassinations in Dallas and elsewhere. There's Baton Rouge, I think, is another one that happened during the last time. Because of the cop assassinations, all the Black Lives Matter protests died off because of that. And I'm telling you, I think that's going to happen again. I think that's going to happen all over again. That there's going to be a bunch of cop assassinations, and then it's all going to die down again. Actually, I should save that link now that I've posted in the video. I don't want to play the anti-white propaganda because that's going to take too long. It's a long fucking video. All right, I think I'll hang it up there for Twitter content and that sort of deal. And I will just read off the last super chat. So if you sent some super chats, have that be it, because I want to go out and get some food and end the stream. So don't send any more super chats if you wouldn't mind. Let's see, where was I? Okay. Oh, somebody sent something. All right, let that be it. Don't send any more things, please. All right, where was I? Okay, here we are. Gandolfini's son is by Spy again. Gandolfini's son is going to play Tony. It's going to take place in the 70s, so Tony is going to be an older teenager. I don't really like teenager Tony. I liked Kid Tony. Kid Tony was fun, but teenager Tony was kind of lame. Bazinski says, "Hell yeah, I can now send super berries without censoring myself with innocuous words. Buy now your half-racial rooftop minigun, the T-Pool 800. It will sit on your fence. It will sit on your fence and mow down incoming invaders." That's funny, Bazinski. No Name says, "Just want to let you know your live stream seems to be shadow banned. I couldn't find it on my subscriber list." Oh, that's great. And I had to go to your channel to actually find the stream. It looks like YouTube is coming for you. I already said that early in the stream that I know. They're watching my shit now. I'm aware of it. Watch this video. Literally end days kind of shit. Okay, I'll take a quick look. See what this is. Hopefully this isn't some stupid shit. Oh, yeah. This is just footage of fucking Minneapolis. Oh, too loud. Yeah, I know. I've already seen this. Fucking, where was it? Manhattan? Or Atlanta? I don't remember where, but one of the other cities too, man. They got fucked up. I don't remember where it was, but I don't think it's worse than Minneapolis, but man, it was bad. turn this down a little bit more. I don't want to hear your wind noises. Yeah, I don't want to hear your wind noises. I'm gonna mute it. Let's see here. That was Charlie, so thank you, Charlie. Neo Zoo says, is this considered simping? No, because I'm not painting my tits or laying on a bed with my legs in the air, whatever else they do on Twitch. Plus, I'm not on Twitch, so there you go. Signabed says, we should use the hashtag Thin Blue Line to call for a national police... I don't know about national police strike, bro. That'd be fucking crazy. But I would say I want to see a sample of that in a city. I want to see one city have a police strike. Because I think that a lot of people will watch that footage and they'll learn a lesson. And that city will fucking learn a lesson. 80s Bush says, some coin for your food. Cheers, Pastor Guido. Thank you. Thank you for using my proper name, my proper person of color name there, 80s Bush. Revive Empire says, been following you for a long time. Thanks for hours of unfiltered commentary, telling it like it is. I just can't believe how quick the clown decade has come and gone. Yeah, come and gone mad. Yeah, I have to say that, it's not even a matter of me calling it. It's just a matter of, like, I knew that this is going to happen. Like, it's still, early June? And it's just going to get crazier. Like, I guarantee you that we're going to get another time period before November. And I don't mean, like, in November, it's going to be fucking nuts all over again. But before then, I guarantee you we get another instance like this where people are going shit. You have activists calling for crazy nonsense. It's being portrayed on mainstream media as completely sensible and mainstream. We are going to get more of this year. But I won't say if it's necessarily more riots. It is going to be more craziness, though. And then we're going to get the craziness of November. November is going to be probably 2016 all over again. And as far as we can tell, from what I see and others see, it's going to be even crazier than 2016. I think that as much as people laughed last time around with, the Screamer Girl, screaming no at the inauguration and other shit like that, the meltdowns during the election night and that sort of thing, like, there is going to be that again, but, and especially because Joe Biden is way weaker than Hillary Clinton was. Way weaker by several metrics. There's an argument to be made that he's going to have a better chance at retaining black support, but you have to remember that that's just 13% of the population. And while that is going to matter in certain states, I don't think that the platform that they're proposing now, because I asked this to my parents last night when we were having dinner. I'm like, can either one of you tell me what the Democrat platform is? And my mother just laughed. And she's a Democrat. This is the first time in her life she's going to vote for a Republican candidate in her entire life. And it's because the Democrats aren't offering her anything. It's not even Joe Biden as a candidate. It's that the Democrats aren't offering my mother anything. So she's not going to vote for the Democrats. She's just going to vote for Trump. That's not even Trump's fault. It's not even Trump, is this super brilliant candidate. It's just that, what are the Democrats offering me? Well, nothing. Well, I guess I'll vote for Trump then. So the Democrats this cycle are incredibly weak. And unless they can cobble together some kind of fucking platform, they're losing people. And while I won't say that it's going to be an easy win for Trump in certain swing states that he desperately needs to hold on to, and that the Democrats are making a play for, as far as I can tell, all the swing states, with the exception of, I want to say, Ohio, but Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Florida, they're making plays. They're campaigning already. They're trying. But whether they're actually going to take those states back, I don't know. I think unless the Trump campaign fucks up royally, they'll be able to hold on to those states. And I think Ohio is probably one already that, as far as I can tell, is a lock. There's nothing saying that things can't change there, but from what I've seen already, Ohio looks like a lock to remain Trump. And so that's already one feather in his cap. So, unless they plan on taking someplace like fucking Texas to make up the points, I don't really know what difference they can do to win. And I don't even know if this time around, with the lack of support and enthusiasm, if they can pull out the... I think that Trump is probably going to lose the popular vote, rather. I think he's going to lose the popular vote again, but I think it's going to be closer than it was with Clinton. I think that's going to show with the enthusiasm gap. That he'll still, because of Ohio and all the immigrants and all that, they're still going to win the popular vote. But with the Electoral College and winning the states through that, they're going to have to make some serious moves in Pennsylvania and Michigan. Because Michigan, even though it is, as far as I can tell, relatively blue in that way, I don't really... They're making moves there, but I don't know if they can cling to it. There's just too much rural support. There's just too much general support and enthusiasm for Trump for them to claim it. The real scary state, to me, is Florida. Florida is a state that the Republicans desperately need to retain. And the Democrats are making a play there. They're making a play, but their national image is not winning them support. So if the Republicans can successfully win over enough old people, enough retired boomers, scare up enough support in that, start showing them this kind of footage. Like, this is what they want to bring to Florida. This is what they want to bring to this retirement community. This is what they want to bring to your condo. Scare the boomers, scare what's left of the silent generation into supporting you, and take Florida. And in my view, if they can get Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, that's the fucking election. That's it. Then the Democrats can do whatever they want to, and that election is fucking over. So I think that ultimately, when it comes to the election, that I'm leaning very heavily towards Trump. But winning, I mean. But it's not impossible for the Democrats to take it back, and it all depends on if the GOP are just going to spend their time being fucking dumb and tweeting shit about, racial activism, and no, hello, fellow Asians, vote for us, and hello, fellow blacks, vote for us. It's like, that's a weak, pandering message. You're not going to win jack shit with that. All the while, you got gold footage like this of Democrat cities being ripped to the ground, burned to the ground. Make this your message. That unless you want Democrats to fucking rape and pillage in your town, vote for the Republicans. There you go. Send me a check for $10,000 to help you out with your fucking messaging, you idiots. In my view, this is the election for Democrats. This is the election for Republicans to lose. This is their election to lose. Because unless they choose to lose, they're going to fucking win. Let me just double check this is it. All right, this is it. Spy has the last message where he says, "Hey, another $1. Now play the video, dance, pay pig." And yep, that's it. All right. Thank you for the support, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna be working on a video later. And hopefully all goes well with that video, and you can watch something later today to that end, depending on what happens. But thanks for your support. Thanks for all the super chats. And hopefully I'm wrong about the Clown World decade. and things turn out better than the way they're going at the moment. But as it stands, it doesn't look like I'm going to be wrong. So thanks for stopping by, guys, and hopefully I get some content, more content for you in the near future. All right, thanks.